What's up, Future Millionaires? Billy Wilson here, and in this video, I wanted to teach you guys how to run your social media marketing agency like a CEO. And who this video is for those people that right now are having difficulty scaling up their agency because they're spending all of their time working on their clients, doing 100 different services for their clients, or you're stuck at like a couple $1,000s a month or a couple clients with your agency, or even if you have no clients. I'm going to teach you how to run your social media marketing agency like a CEO, and you're more so the captain of the ship rather than the person that's doing every single thing within your business. And I'm going to teach you how to do it even if you only are making a couple $1,000s per month with your agency, and how you can still automate, outsource, and systemize your agency so you can be the captain of the ship rather than a crew member just doing all of the tiniest things. And that's really what's preventing you from scaling up right now. So I'm hoping this video can help you guys that are in that situation right now, because about 12, a little bit over 12, I bet about 12 months ago, maybe a little bit over, I was in that same exact situation. I was struggling at like 1 to 2 clients, making like $1,000 to $2,000 per month. And it was because I didn't know these skill sets on how to actually run a business versus just being a freelancer. And that's what this video is gonna help you do. It's gonna help you take you from a freelancer that's doing everything for your clients to an actual business owner and a CEO. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's jump right into it. So there's a couple key things to hit on as far as building your business like a CEO. Now, the first and most important thing that you need to do to build your foundation of your business solid so you can actually, and that's gonna be the most important thing. With your business, you're gonna need to structure it and simplify it in a way that you can create a process for every single step within your business. So there's gonna be a process and a step-by-step a guide on how to onboard a client, how to set up the first ads for your client, what to do if the ads go wrong for your client. Are you gonna do monthly reports for your client? How is your client gonna be billed? There needs to be a process in place for every single step in the process. You wanna think about your agency as if it's like a McDonald's. Then you know at McDonald's, they can just hire pretty much anybody off the street and put them into McDonald's, and the food will come out the same exact way every single time. You want to be able to put clients through your system, and the same results are going to come out every single time. And the only way you can do that is you have to have your foundations right. And so what I mean by that is you have to if you want to scale up your agency and you want to do it quickly, you're going to have to pick a niche. I know it's difficult and people might argue with it on all day, but if you want to scale your agency fast, you need to pick a specific industry you're going to work with. If you've already got some results with a client, just go with the same industry that client is in that you already got some results. The reason for this is lots of different reasons. One, it's way easier to systemize everything, because if you're, let's say, running ads for chiropractors, you're working specifically with chiropractors, you can create the same ad for every single chiropractor, put them through the same exact system, compared to if you have a chiropractor here and now all of a sudden you have a gym. Then you can't really put them into the same system and get the same results out because they're completely different businesses, right? But if you all have all of the same businesses, or at least very similar, you can put them into the same system. That means you can hire just about anybody off the street to put into your agency to do the work for their client, and anybody can provide the results. So you have to structure your business in a way that it's not reliant on yourself. It's not reliant on somebody being an expert to be able to provide your client with service. You're just creating the system, which the system will be created by an expert, which is yourself, that businesses are going to go through, and it's going to generate the business a lot of money, and therefore businesses are going to pay you for that. And this is another huge mindset thing that prevents people from being a CEO of their agency. They get into the mindset of, my client's paying me like $2,000 a month and I'm barely doing anything. If you're saying that right now, that's a good thing, and that's the way your agency should be. But I guarantee most of you guys out there right now are not saying that, and you're putting in tons of hours every day, and you're working on all of your client work, but you're not getting any new clients because you're spending all your time doing all your client work. So you just get caught in this loop of you're just doing client work over and over and over again, and you're never actually growing your business. And it's because you're not separating your time from the amount of money that you're making. And this is a barrier for people it's like a mindset barrier that people have to get over in the fact that you are worth, you can't be thinking about how much time you're spending on a client if that's worth $2,000 to them. You're thinking about the end result. Is the result they're getting worth more than $2,000 for them? It's not about the amount of time you're spending, or that even your employees are spending doing the work for this client. It's how much results are you getting them. That's the key thing you need to change your mindset around. And if you can spend, just like snap your finger and your client pays you $2,000 a month, you bring them $10,000 back, you would do that deal. So your client would also want to do that deal too. It's not about how much time it takes you to do everything and how much work you're actually putting in. It's about the results you're getting out. And sometimes I even have to explain it to my clients too. Another key thing here, now we're getting into client work. In order to scale your agency, you need to set the right expectations and set boundaries with your clients. You should only really focus on one service as well. Now, one niche, one service. That's the best way to scale your agency. You can expand it out to multiple services, but if you want to start at first, you definitely need to start with at least like just one single service, one single niche until you get to 6 figures at the bare minimum. And then you can potentially scale out if you think there's a better way to go from there. But the fastest way to grow is to simplify it as much as possible. Set boundaries with your client. You can't be, if your client's asking now, all of a sudden they're like, can you do this website? Can you do this Google ads for us? Can you do these YouTube ads for us? Can we do Instagram ads? Well, Instagram is with Facebook. So if you're doing Facebook ads, then that kind of goes together. But clients will ask you to do multiple things for them. That's where you need to set the boundaries that no, you don't do that, because what will end up happening is now you have to go out, you have to learn this brand new whole skill, and you're taking out weeks of your time just to learn this brand new skill when you're already getting them results, and you could have spent that time getting another client. It's just a complete waste of your time. So if you want to scale up your business quickly, you need to set boundaries and tell your client, like, this is the only service I do, and just leave it there. There's nothing more you have to do than that. And I know it can be tricky sometimes, but in the long term, you have to think about the long term. So a client might be offering you like $1,000 to build them a website, but then you got to learn how to do a whole website. But while it may be $1,000 in the short term, and you might think like, oh, I need that $1,000. When you're looking at it in the long term, it's going to hurt you in the long term. So you got to think short term versus long term. Is this going to benefit me in the long term? And the people that are always thinking long term are going to end up ahead at the end of the race. It's like the tortoise versus the hare as far as financial gain goes. So that's the setting boundaries. Another boundary you need to set with your client as far as communication. You can't be having your client text you on your phone all day, call you at any time they want. You can set, like, I only have my clients contact me through email only, and preferably you should actually even get somebody else that communicates with your clients too. That's something I actually need to take advice from myself. I need to get somebody else to communicate with my clients, so I don't even have to do that part of it either, and I'm literally not doing anything for my agency at that point. The only thing I'm doing for my agency right now is just communicating with my clients, and sometimes providing like a little bit of advice with the Facebook ad strategy. That's pretty much all I do with the agency, and I have people that do the rest. And I actually run my agency on just one single person. So that's another thing I want to talk about as well. The easiest way to set up your agency is just have one person, like at least until you're 6 figures. You can have just one person run pretty much your whole agency without you doing anything if you find the right person. And most importantly, you put the systems in place. This is a mistake that can happen too. You can't be trying to find the Goldilocks person and do it like that, because even if they leave you later on, you need to be able to have someone to replace them. So if you have systems in place, just like kind of like McDonald's does, they have a system in place for every step of the process: how to make the burger, how to make the drinks, how to take the customer's order. You need to do every step of the process just like that with your social media marketing agency, and you maybe even create a step-by-step process that people go through, or you buy like agency program that has the step-by-step trainings with step-by-step structure of how to like onboard a client, how to run the ads for them. So I guess a low-key plug, if you want to get my program, it does cover all of that. And you can actually, if you hire someone, you can give them my program and they can just watch the videos, and then it's kind of like a training program for them. But besides the plug, you guys don't have to get that. It's not 100% necessary. But just to go back in where I was at with the employee side of it and having somebody do the systems and processes, like I was saying, you need to have it be replaceable so that anybody can come in at any time. Even if they don't have Facebook ads experience in the past, they should be able to come into your business and be able to do the whole thing. And the reason that I actually recommend, I've actually thought about this pretty in depth, versus having one person do every part of the system versus one person do all of the ads for your clients. Now, if you're running a really big agency, like $100,000 per month agency, there might be better ways to do this. But with a 6-figure agency, I think what I found to be the best way to do it is have one person do everything. So one person does the Facebook ads for your client. Now, there might be someone different for sales. That's a different thing too. So you might have a different person for sales, so that could actually end up being 3 people, or you could do the sales yourself, which is what I do. But actually I have another person that does sales for me too, but I do about half the sales, another person does half the sales. Just depends on the type of client and the meeting, how high quality it is. But so you might have a salesperson, you might have a Facebook ads person. Those would be the kind of the two main people that I would think about, and maybe like an outreach person, which could also be the salesperson, depending on how you want to set it up. So you think about setting up a process for every part of your agency. Okay, first off, how do you get the meetings for your clients? Then you create a process for getting meetings for clients. Maybe you have this cold message that you send to businesses on Facebook that you've tested out yourself, you've proven it to work. Now you're gonna automate that by hiring someone to do the outreach. They're gonna set the meetings. That might be a meeting setter, and then you're gonna have a salesperson that actually goes to the meetings and actually talks to the client on the phone, closes them, and then from there, the salesperson transfers them over to your Facebook ads person, and your Facebook ad person starts setting up all the ads for them, setting up the strategy, and follows the exact process that you've created as a CEO. And that's the way you can really run your agency without you even being in it. So if you're asked, you should always be able to ask yourself the question, would this agency run for the next month if I just completely left? And the answer to that should be yes. If it's no, then you know that you have a serious problem, because, I mean, what if you get sick for a month? What if you're not able to work for a month? Now all your clients are gonna leave you. And that's not really running it like a business owner. You're running it as a freelancer at that point. So you really want to make the transfer to a business owner as fast as possible. And so the objection that some people get, I'm giving you guys really all the value in this video, and I do appreciate you guys watching, and just want to give away as much as possible in this video. But the way you can hire someone, if you're just starting out, you're only making a couple thousand a month, and you feel like you can't afford a full-time employee or anything like that, don't worry about it, because you don't need to. You can pay people off of kind of a commission basis. So for example, you hire a Facebook ads person. Let's say you're charging $2,000 per client per month plus the ad spend. You find a Facebook ads person that's willing to do it for $500 per month per client. And so you can either find and hire a random person that's really analytical off the street, which I actually prefer, or you can find someone on not Fiverr, but you can find someone on Upwork. Or a strategy that I don't think anybody's ever talked about before is you can actually go into Facebook ad groups where there's a lot of people that know about Facebook ads, and you can offer them, just say like, I'm willing to pay you $500 per client to run Facebook ads for them. And then there will probably be a lot of people that take you up on that. You can actually interview each one, and then you can pick your best one and then test them out with the client, and then you can expand them out to all of your clients if they're doing a good job. And as far as results for your clients for your Facebook ads and having employees, you have to set a key performance indicator for each employee for each task they do. So if they're running Facebook ads for clients, what I do is I give them a key performance indicator. So they're running ads, Facebook ads for my client. I'm gonna tell them I need the cost per lead to be under $15 for this client, and then under $5 for this client, and then under $20 for this client. So you set those key performance indicators. They know their job is to keep the cost per lead under that amount. And if it goes over, then they risk getting fired and replaced by another person. So it's really clear what their goal is, and then you don't have to keep watch over them every single day. You literally don't have to do anything. You can just meet with them maybe once a week is what I do, and then I check all the ads for the clients with them. They show me that, yes, all my clients' ads are under the key performance, or this one's not, and then they might give me some suggestions what they're gonna change and what they're gonna try to improve. And it's really that simple. And that's how you run your agency as a CEO, having a system in place for everything, having a key performance indicator for each employee and each task that they're doing, so they know exactly what to do without you being and watching them every single day. You don't have to have any managers or anything like that. And honestly, managers are kind of a joke, to be honest, because you should have someone that's really doing the task. And if you set the right ways of tracking in place, you can do everything that you need to without having like a manager or anything like that. And back to like client, if you're doing charging like $1,500, for example, you can do like $300 or $375. I would do somewhere between $300 and $500 United States dollars per client, and that's the way you can pay them. And then if you get more clients, and then you can do the same thing for a salesperson or a meeting setter. If for a meeting setter, you can say, I'll give you this much for each meeting that you set, let's say like $50, or your closer, you give them like 30% of the deal, and then you set up the whole system. You've got a meeting setter, you've got a closer, you've got a person that provides the results and talks to the clients. Then you've got the whole business down, and you can scale as much as those 3 people can handle. And that's really what your job is as a CEO, is to create a system and create a process that your business can run itself. And that's how you can really master this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you are looking for, now the hardest part about this is actually creating a process. So if you are looking for a process and a system that your employees can follow, and then you can follow without having to create it all yourself over the course of like the next 1 to 2 years. I obviously do have my training program, which actually does have all those processes in place. That it has a sales script, it has a like an onboarding process, step-by-step to onboard each client, step-by-step process how to create the ad for the client, and everything like that. That if you hire employees, you can, and even has videos like how to set meetings and scripts on setting meetings. Obviously, you want to do some of the things yourself first, make sure they work, test them out yourself with your niche, and get them working yourself. But then once you get the ads working, once you get the messages working, once you get a closing script working for you, then you can pass it on to someone else. That's another thing I wanted to mention too. It's best if you kind of know how it works yourself. Like do some of the sales yourself, do some of the Facebook ads yourself, so you at least understand and can talk to the person and relate to them, and your employees will trust you a lot more and respect you a lot more if they see that you're willing to get down and dirty sometimes and actually put in the groundwork too. They will respect you a lot more and put in more hard work because of that, and you'll be able to understand their problems a lot more, and they will relate to you more and do better work for you. So, like I said, I'm not trying to sell my program, but if you're interested, you can click the link down below in the description, and there will be a free training on how I built a 6-figure social media marketing agency in 12 months at 20 years old. It'll show you how to do that, and then at the end, it'll offer my training. So I only offer it to people in the webinar because, for the most part, because I only want people that are committed in my program, people that are actually willing to put in the work. And if you're not willing to watch like an hour-and-a-half video, 2-hour video, then you're probably not the right person for my program anyways. I'm looking for people that they're go-getters, they want to build a 6-figure agency as fast as possible, and they're really gonna get after it as far as making sure that they put in the work every single day. Those are the kind of people I'm looking for. And one more time, just to recap, that comes with like sales scripts, closing scripts, how to get meeting scripts, onboarding the clients, how to run the Facebook ads step by step. So you are allowed to like have your employees watch some of the program as well. You might not want to give them the whole program, maybe only certain videos so they don't start their own agency, but just an idea for you guys that are scaling up your agency and you don't want to have to create videos for every step of the process, stuff like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video and got some value out of it. I don't want to sell you in this video. And thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Look forward to seeing you in the next one, and have a good day.